Howdy dowdy everyone. So, to kick off the hashtag event this time, I'm going to take my favorite thing about fall, which would have to be Halloween. And during Halloween, I like to watch Hocus Pocus, which is an older movie. I'm not sure if you guys have seen it or not, but it is really good, and if you haven't, you should go and see it. And whenever I think of Halloween, that is what my go-to, and also Nightmare Before Christmas, but that project will be coming up here soon. And I want to make a Hocus Pocus spellbook canvas art, and this is how I kind of make it. And it's kind of rough, but it looks really cool at the end. So I start off with this chocolatey brown just cover on the whole canvas and also on the sides. And I'm going to use puffy paint, and I realized I shouldn't have used yellow, but it worked and I had it on hand. So I went ahead and I just kind of took inspiration of the spellbook and kind of made it my own with the puffy paint. And it's an interesting medium to use if you haven't used it very much. Like, it kept coming out of the bottle all weird, and if I would have done the project again, I would have used hot glue and seen if that would have been better, because I was just having so many issues with that puffy paint. But it did turn out really cool. So I have to say, if you want to use something that will make your canvas really stick out, use the puffy paint. Maybe try to use hot glue. I'm not sure. I haven't tried it yet. Probably won't, because it's just too time consuming to work with a puffy material, I guess. So on the edges were the snakes, and I tried to get it so that just parts of it would be uh, puffed up, and then you'll see how that comes out with the gray paint, and also how all those little lines and all that works out to be an eyeball and also scarring. And on the side you can see that really long snake, and that took forever to dry. So that's why I'm thinking the hot glue might be a better. And here I tried to use a metallic, it was a really cheap version of a metallic paint, and I knew it wasn't going to work, but I figure if I put a base down, it should work well, because that metallic did not cover up the yellow at all. So I ended up having to use uh, a gray and a white. Or no, it was black and white, and then I mixed it in with that the metallic, and it turned out to be like this really shiny gray, and it turns out really cool. And with the snake, I ended up having to set it outside so that it would actually dry, because it was not drying in the house. And I wanted to work on some other things, and it was just in the way. So here I'm starting the base of my scarring, and if you look at a reference picture or even watch the movie, you'll see that the book has little scars all across the front. So I tried to do a base of a light and then go deeper, a darker brown, and then just kind of fill in as I go, because the actual book is not that dark of a color. I just needed a base on the bottom to make it blend when I put all the other paints on. So I just kind of go back and forth between the light and the dark brown, which I just added white to make the lighter brown, and then I just used normal brown for the darker brown. And the puffy paint actually gave a really nice border so that it was nice to get in those little crevices with the paint. Now this is where I added the black and white to make the gray, and then with the silver, or the metallic, it really brought out a really antiqued silver in a way, and I thought it turned out really good. I was really surprised because I was having such a hard time trying to cover that yellow. But I think the puffy paint just turned out so cool. And then there is the eyeball, and I just added a white coat of acrylic paint. I'm using all acrylics except for the puffy paint. And then this is the scarring, and all I did was take a brown base and added a little bit of yellow at a time until I got the shades that I wanted. And then I'm just doing little marks along the scarring so that it looks like they're like stitched up in a way. And then here I'm going to add the little eyeball, the, what is it called, cornea, or the colored part of your eye. And then I'm going around with a darker brown to add a little dimension like it's the eyelids. And I think it turned out really cool. I hope you guys are having fun with this fall hashtag event. Here I'm adding the red eyes on the snakes. I hope you like it. Have fun. Bye!